My name is Ethan Morrison. I'm 29 years old. I run Morrison Hardware in Salem, Oregon. It's a small family business. I inherited it from my father 3 years ago when he passed away. The store's been around for 30 years. We sell tools, paint, security equipment, home improvement supplies, standard hardware store stuff. I work 6 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, Tuesday through Saturday. I live in the apartment above the store. It came with the inheritance. Small place, 1 bedroom, but it's mine and the rent is free. The store does okay. Nothing spectacular. I bring home about $48,000 a year after expenses. Enough to live on, save a little, not worry too much. It's steady, predictable, sometimes boring. Which is why I started writing. 6 months ago, I discovered Reddit, specifically the storytelling communities. True stories, moral dilemmas, revenge tales, family drama. I'd always liked writing, did it in high school, stopped after graduation. Life got busy, Dad got sick, I took over the store. But reading those Reddit stories reminded me how much I enjoyed it. So I started writing my own. Nothing fancy, just stories about things I'd observed, customer interactions at the store, small-town drama, family conflicts I'd witnessed. I'd write from 8 to 11 p.m. after the store closed and I'd had dinner. 3 hours, my creative outlet. I posted them to a few subreddits. People seemed to like them. Then someone suggested I make a YouTube channel, read my stories aloud. Lots of people do it. So I did. I also made an Instagram account, posted shorter versions of the stories there. Pretty useful since the tools allowed my content to cross-post in Facebook too. So I started my Reddit-styled storytelling with random gameplay backgrounds such as Minecraft, Subway Surfers, etc. The things which are common. I wasn't trying to build a career. I have a career. The store. This was just a hobby, a way to unwind. After 5 months, I had about 2,000 YouTube subscribers and 5,000 Instagram followers. Not huge, but decent for someone who just started. I wasn't monetized, didn't care about that. I just liked the creative process. Then 2 weeks ago, I got a notification from Instagram. A warning. The content you shared recently may go against our originality guidelines and affect your account. I was confused. I write original stories. I don't copy anyone. I don't use AI to generate content. Everything comes from my own head. I Googled it, asked ChatGPT what might cause this. The answer was, if you use the same thumbnail style or background video repeatedly, the algorithm might flag it as spam. Made sense. My thumbnails were pretty similar, same font, same layout. So I changed the background a little different, made another variety of my usual thumbnail and took turns posting. Problem solved, I thought. 1 week later, another warning. Same thing, repetitive content. I went to my account status page. Multiple flags, 4 violations in the past 2 weeks. I was panicking now. If Instagram banned me, I'd lose my audience, all the work I'd put in. I started investigating. I Googled the title of my most recent story, just to see if maybe, somehow, I'd accidentally copied something I'd read and forgotten about. Sometimes coincidences happen. I was wrong. The search results came up. My story, same title, same plot. But it wasn't on my channel. It was on someone else's. A channel called Truth Tales, with 450,000 subscribers. And the video was posted 4 days before mine. I stared at the screen like it revealed me the secrets of the universe. How is this possible? I wrote that story, I know I did, I remember writing it, spent 2 hours on it, edited it 3 times. I checked my Google Docs. There it was, my story, edit history showing I created it 9 days ago. This other channel posted it 4 days ago. I posted it yesterday. So I wrote it first, but they posted it first. That doesn't make sense. Unless they saw my draft before I published it. Nah, can't be. Maybe some weird coincidence. But I couldn't ignore the nagging feeling of dread crawling down my spine. I started Googling more of my story titles. Out of the last 15 stories I'd posted, 12 of them were on other channels. Not just one channel, multiple channels. My mind went blank. A channel with 280,000 subscribers had 3 of my stories. A channel with 190,000 had 2. A channel with 320,000 had 3. All posted days before my versions. Some were word for word, same exact script. Others were variations. Same plot, different character names, slightly different details. But the structure was identical. The story beats were the same. Even some of the background lo-fi tunes are the exact ones I noted in my script in case I forgot it. These weren't coincidences. Someone was stealing my stories before I even posted them. I didn't know what to do. I reached out to one of the channels. The biggest one, 450,000 subscribers, named Reddit Bedbug, a creator named Maya. I sent her a direct message. Hi, I noticed you posted a story about a guy who pranked his roommate with a Duolingo owl costume. I wrote that story originally. I have the Google Doc with timestamps. Can we talk? She responded an hour later. These are my own original content. I don't know what you're talking about. I sent her screenshots of my Google Doc, the edit history, the creation date. I'm not accusing you of stealing directly, but this is my story. How did you get it? Long pause. Then she responded, okay, this is weird. I didn't steal from you. I buy scripts from a freelance writer. I've been doing it for 6 months. You know, sometimes after a whole day's work your mind is just tired and refuses to work. That's why I buy from them. They send me 2 to 3 scripts a week. I pay for them. $50 to $100 per script. My stomach dropped. What writer? Someone on Fiverr. Their username is Storymaster Elite. They've been reliable, fast delivery, good quality. I thought they were original. I reached out to the other channels, just to be sure. Same story. Jake, the creator with 280,000 subscribers. I buy scripts from Upwork, a seller called Storysmith Pro. Another creator named Matthew. I use a freelancer from freelancer.com, Narrative Genius. Different platforms, different usernames. But the descriptions were the same. The delivery speed was the same. The pricing was the same. It was the same person. I wasn't sure, but I had to act. Someone was stealing my stories and selling them to established creators. Maya was horrified when I explained. I've been posting your stories to my 450,000 followers. I paid for these. I thought they were original. This is a nightmare for both of us. She wanted to help. The other creators did too. They'd all been scammed. They'd paid hundreds of dollars for content they thought was original. And now their reputations were at risk. We formed a group chat. All of us compared notes. We compiled everything we knew about the seller. They operated on 3 platforms: Fiverr, Upwork, and Freelancer. Different usernames, but same style. All the accounts were created around the same time, 6 to 7 months ago. Right when I started posting. The seller was always online between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Eastern Time. They responded fast, delivered scripts within 24 to 48 hours. They never did revisions. You got the script, you took it or left it. They never shared personal details. All payments went through PayPal, but the accounts were protected. We couldn't see who was behind them. At this point, I still didn't know how the thief was accessing my stories before I posted them. I assumed they'd hacked my Google account, so I hired a cybersecurity freelancer. Found someone on Fiverr, cheap, $200. They ran diagnostics on my Google account, and they found things. Unauthorized login from an IP address in Texas. I live in Oregon. My Google Drive had been accessed 47 times from that IP. There was an email forwarding rule I didn't set up. All my emails were being forwarded to a random address. A device I didn't recognize was logged into my account, listed as MacBook. I only use a Windows PC. The freelancer told me what to do. Change all passwords, enable two-factor authentication, remove the forwarding rule, sign out all devices. I did it. I thought it was over. 3 days later, Maya messaged me. The seller just sent me a new script. It's your story, word for word. The one you posted to your Patreon yesterday for early supporters. That's impossible. I changed all my passwords. I'm looking at it right now. It's definitely yours. I felt my chest tighten. Changing passwords didn't work. The access was deeper than I thought. I needed professional help. I called a cybersecurity firm in Portland, explained the situation. They quoted me $2,500 for a full investigation. I hesitated. That's a lot of money. But I had savings, $12,000 in an emergency fund, built up over 3 years running the store. This qualified as an emergency. I hired them. The lead investigator was a woman named Sarah, mid-40s, former FBI Cyber Crimes Unit. She came to my apartment with her team. They took my laptop, ran it through diagnostics. What they found made me sick. There was malware on my laptop. A remote access Trojan, a rat. It had been installed 6 months ago, right when I started posting stories. The rat allowed someone to do the following. Screen sharing, they could see my screen in real time, everything I typed, everything I looked at. Keylogging, every keystroke I made was recorded, including new passwords, which is why changing passwords didn't help. File access, they could download anything from my computer, my entire Google Drive, my documents, my photos, everything. And webcam access, Sarah pulled up the logs. 73 webcam activations over 6 months. I never turned my webcam on, but someone else did. Sarah showed me a folder on my computer, a hidden folder created by the attacker. Inside were files, 847 screenshots of my screen, taken over 6 months. Screenshots of me writing stories, screenshots of my Google Docs, screenshots of my emails, and photos. Photos from my webcam, 34 photos of me sitting at my desk, 12 photos of me sleeping, 6 photos of me in my bedroom, changing clothes, photos taken at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning while I was asleep, front door, room mapping, whatever and whenever. Meticulous, like preparing a plan of home invasion. Someone had been watching me. For 6 months, I felt like I was going to throw up. Sarah's voice was calm, professional. This isn't just content theft, this is surveillance, stalking. This person has been watching you, your screen, your webcam, your daily life. They know where you live, what you look like, your routine. What do? You file a police report. This is criminal, unauthorized computer access, stalking. Voyeurism will provide the evidence, but you need law enforcement involved. I filed a police report the next day. A detective from the Cyber Crimes Unit was assigned, Detective Marcus Rivera. I gave him everything. The malware analysis report, the folder with 847 screenshots, the photos from my webcam, the login logs showing unauthorized access from Texas, the financial trail showing the freelance platform payments. Detective Rivera took it seriously. This is a felony, multiple felonies, unauthorized computer access, stalking, voyeurism. The financial component adds fraud. We'll investigate. The investigation took 3 weeks. During that time, Sarah's team removed the malware from my laptop, secured all my accounts. But the damage was done. I couldn't use my laptop without feeling watched. I couldn't sit at my desk without wondering if someone was looking at me. I covered my webcam with electrical, black tape. I stopped writing. Detective Rivera called me 3 weeks later. We got him. Police had subpoenaed the IP records from Google, traced the unauthorized logins to an apartment in Austin, Texas, coordinated with Austin PD, executed a search warrant. Why so quick? Wait for it. The suspect's name was Daniel Park, 31 years old, former content creator. He'd had a YouTube channel with 50,000 subscribers a few years ago, burned out, quit. He'd been unemployed for 2 years. Needed money. Started targeting small creators, people who wouldn't notice, people who couldn't fight back. He'd send phishing emails, Instagram copyright strike, verify your account. If someone clicked the link and entered their credentials, malware was silently installed. Then he'd watch them, see what they were working on, steal their content before they posted it, sell it to bigger creators on freelance platforms. I remembered a similar email. I was foolish. Police found evidence in his apartment. 3 laptops with remote access software, external hard drives with thousands of stolen files, scripts from me and dozens of other creators, webcam photos, not just of me, of multiple victims, screenshots, personal documents, passwords, bank statements, financial records showing he'd made $23,000 in 6 months selling stolen scripts. Apparently, he was in the radar of cybercrime unit for a while, but they lacked a proper trail. He was arrested, charged with unauthorized computer access, wire fraud, stalking, voyeurism, identity theft. Bail set at $100,000. The case went to trial. Turned out, I wasn't his only victim. Police found evidence of 41 victims total. 41 small creators he'd targeted. Some didn't even know they'd been compromised. A class action lawsuit formed. All 41 of us suing Daniel Park for damages. Maya and the other creators who'd unknowingly bought my stolen content. They had their own nightmare. Maya had to delete 4 videos from her channel, videos with hundreds of thousands of views. She had to post a public apology. That was unexpectedly ethical of her. I unknowingly posted stolen content. I was scammed by a third-party seller. I'm deeply sorry to the original creator and my audience. She lost sponsorships. Brands didn't want to be associated with a stolen content scandal, even though she was a victim too. Jake and the others went through the same thing. Some of the smaller creators lost so much revenue they quit. Daniel Park pleaded guilty. The evidence was overwhelming. He was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison, $50,000 in restitution, split among the 41 victims. My share, $1,200. 3 years of supervised release after prison, no internet access without monitoring. And because of the webcam photos, he was required to register as a sex offender. Voyeurism charges. I should have felt vindicated, but I didn't. The restitution didn't cover the costs. The cybersecurity firm, $2,500. Legal fees over 18 months, $8,000. Therapy ongoing. I'd spent over $10,000 to get $1,200 back. But I could afford it. I own a business, I had savings. Most of the other victims couldn't. Some of them were students, some were working minimum wage jobs, Some were stay-at-home parents trying to make extra income. They couldn't afford a $2,500 investigation. They couldn't afford lawyers. So they never got justice. They never even knew how deep the violation went. Update. Holy cow, this blew up. I'm sorry I was unable to reply to all of you asking for update. First of all, thank you for checking up on me. I am grateful for the support. And as for the update, here goes. It's been 18 months since Daniel Park was arrested. He's still in prison. He'll probably serve 2.5 years with good behavior. Some of you asked me if I feel like justice was served. I don't know. He's in prison. I got some restitution. But the real cost wasn't financial. I still write. But I can't do it the same way. I write offline now, in a text editor, no cloud storage until I'm ready to publish. I check my device permissions every single day. I have two-factor authentication on everything. My webcam is covered with black electrical tape. I moved out of the apartment above the store, rented it, couldn't stay in the space where I'd been watched, moved across the street 2-3 minutes away. I'm in therapy once a week. The paranoia doesn't go away. Every time I sit down at my computer, I wonder, is someone watching? I know the malware is gone. The cybersecurity firm swept everything. But the fear remains. Here's what I need other content creators to understand. What happened to me can happen to anyone. I got lucky in one way. I had the money to investigate and pursue legal action. Most of you don't. The people who do this, the thieves, the stalkers, they know that. They target small creators because you don't have the resources to fight back. So here's what I learned. Here's what I wish I'd known before this started. Write offline. Don't write in Google Docs or any cloud service while you're drafting. Write locally. Only upload when you're ready to publish. Check your device permissions. Go into your settings right now. Phone, laptop, tablet. Check what apps have access to your camera, microphone, location. If you don't recognize an app, delete it. Cover your webcam. I know it sounds paranoid, but a piece of tape costs 5 cents. Enable two-factor authentication on everything. Google, Instagram, YouTube, email. Use an authenticator app if possible. Don't click links in emails. Even if they look legitimate, even if they say copyright strike or verify your account, go directly to the website yourself. That's how I got infected. Check your account activity regularly. Google has a page showing every device logged into your account and where. Check it weekly. If you see a device you don't recognize, sign it out and change your password. Use unique passwords. Use a password manager. Don't reuse passwords. If one gets compromised, they all do. If something feels off, investigate. I ignored the first Instagram warning. Don't do that. Trust your instincts. Here's the hard truth. Even if you do all of this, you might still get targeted. Technology gets improved every passing minute, and so does the perpetrators. And if you do, you might not be able to afford to fight back the way I did. The class action lawsuit helped. We split the legal costs. But even then, I spent $8,000 over 18 months. That's more than some people make in 3 months. Daniel Park made $23,000 selling stolen content. He'll serve maybe 2.5 years. The restitution he owes is split among 41 victims. Is that justice? I don't know. But I do know this. Prevention is cheaper than justice. Protect yourself now. Because if it happens to you, and you can't afford a $2,500 cybersecurity investigation, you'll never know how deep the violation went. You'll never know if someone watched you sleep. You'll never know if they have your photos, your documents, your personal information. And that not knowing, that's worse than knowing. I was lucky and unlucky at the same time. Unlucky that this happened to me, that some stranger decided my creativity was his commodity, that I was violated, surveilled, stalked for 6 months without knowing. But lucky that I had the resources to fight back. Lucky that I had savings. Lucky that I owned a business that kept running while I dealt with this. Lucky that I could afford therapy, lawyers, investigations. Most creators don't have that luck. So if you're a small creator, if you're writing, filming, creating as a hobby, as a side hustle, as a dream, please protect yourself. Because the people who steal, who violate, who surveil, they're counting on you not being able to fight back. Don't make it easy for them. I still run Morrison Hardware. I still help customers pick out security cameras, smart locks, motion sensors. The irony isn't lost on me. I spent years helping people secure their homes. I could tell you everything about physical security, but I had no idea how to secure my digital life. I sold cameras to protect people from intruders, but I never thought about the camera in my own laptop. I still write stories. Not as often, maybe once a week now instead of 3 times. But I still do it, because I won't let what happened take that away from me. Writing is my escape, my creative outlet. Daniel Park tried to steal that. He stole my stories, my privacy, my sense of security. But he didn't steal my voice. If you're listening to this and you're a creator, do me a favor. Right now, go check your Google account activity. See what devices are logged in. Check your webcam permissions. Put a piece of tape over your camera if you haven't already. It takes 5 minutes, and it might save you from 6 months of violation. Prevention is cheaper than justice, and most of us can't afford justice. So protect yourself now, before it's too late.
Hey dear listeners, this is Talks from the Net. Thanks for listening. If you like the content, then please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more stories. You can also find me on Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook too. See you on the next video.